The luxury watch market has cooled in the last few months. The crypto bros and the wantrepreneurs have lost their shirts. But despite this, it still feels like Rolex is out of reach for a lot of collectors. But what can we do about this? Rolex. The watch brand that rolls off the tongue of the man in the street. The watch brand that everyone knows. A brand that has transcended its industry and become a household name. The ultimate symbol of wealth and success. But Rolex has been leaving a bad taste in the mouths of many watch enthusiasts for the last few years. Is it time for enthusiasts frustrated by inflated prices and a lack of availability to ditch Rolex and embrace other brands? For the record, I am neither a Rolex fanboy nor a Rolex hater. I have never owned a Rolex, but there are many I would like to own. It isn't possible to be completely unbiased, but I hope to offer a balanced perspective. I like to think I occupy the no man's land between uppity watch snob and jealous watch peasant. It's definitely a first world problem, but those of us who live in relative comfort and contentment love nothing more than moaning about something that in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter. We can argue all day about the cause of this situation. Is it corporate greed? Is it politics, as the gap between the rich and the poor seems to widen with each passing day? Or are we just lazy arseholes? Who knows? It's certainly true that the retail prices of luxury watches have risen steeply in recent years. But this isn't just true for Rolex, it is an industry-wide phenomenon. The watchmakers that survived the quartz crisis, or were revived afterwards in the decades later, successfully pivoted their business models from selling everyday tools to selling luxury goods, and increased their prices accordingly. The prices of new luxury watches are crazy right now, and grey market prices for some brands are even worse. It seems to be the case that Western politics has increased the divide between the rich and the poor. After 2 atrocious world wars, the Western world saw the emergence of a bona fide middle class as citizens began to enjoy comforts and luxuries previously reserved for upper classes. But in the last few decades, things seem to have been thrown into reverse, as the middle classes are squeezed more and more. For me, Rolex is the embodiment of the direction of travel of Western society. It used to be an aspirational brand. A Rolex was something you could buy if you worked hard and saved your pennies. It was a symbol of a flourishing middle class. That's not really the case anymore. But Rolex is a business, and business is good. It isn't so much of a watchmaker as a marketing company, and nobody can deny that Rolex has been an astounding success in that respect. If you can afford the retail price of a Rolex, there's a good chance you still won't be able to get one, even if you've pledged your allegiance to the authorised dealer and performed the requisite loyalty tests. If you get your name on the wait list, you'll probably be quite pleased with yourself, until you realise it's more of a favourites list than a wait list, and your name may never make it to the top. If you do manage to buy a Rolex, but you're working class like me, chances are your friends and family will never believe it's real. That is sure to suck the fun out of owning such a prestigious watch. Then there's the watch crime problem. If you live in a big city, keep it hidden. If you decide not to wear it, well, you'll probably need to keep it at the bank, lest it be stolen from your home. So what can we do instead? Go vintage. There are many Rolex models that haven't hit stratospheric valuations. The less popular, less flashy models, such as the Air King, Datejust, and Oyster Perpetual, are still within the realm of possibility for some collectors. This is especially true of the smaller 34mm and 36mm variants, which don't have the mainstream appeal of larger models like the Submariner. Try other brands. You can give your money to other watch brands that I'm sure will be appreciative of your custom. Grand Seiko, Omega, Tudor are a few big names, but honestly there are so many brands out there that the mainstream mostly ignores. Brands that are truly historic, that have real heritage and deserve respect. Brands that innovate whilst maintaining high levels of design and quality, rather than rehashing the same decades-old designs. Oh, a new bezel colour. How original. A while back I trolled the comments on a Teddy Baldassar video, and the amount of people tying themselves in knots trying to justify Rolex prices did make me laugh. It can't be justified, but then it doesn't need to be justified. The idea of spending thousands on a watch is a pretty mad concept to most people, but to the enthusiast, it's normal. Buying something because you like it or because you want it is okay, it doesn't have to make sense. If you truly want to own a new Rolex, you will find the money. You will find a way. If you have your heart set on a Rolex, then you leave yourself with little alternative. The only thing that matters when it comes to a watch is the joy it brings. All else is pretty much irrelevant. Money is only a means to an end, and that end is happiness. Buy what makes you happy. If I could get a Rolex, then I surely will. But if not, I won't lose sleep. There are more beautiful watches out there than I could ever dream of experiencing or owning. There is no point bitching and moaning about something we have no control over. Let me know in the comments what you think. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.